everyone, and welcome to Monday Morning Must Knows. My name is Merlin Rothfeld, and let's talk about the past month. Second straight month in a row of just colossal gains for the broader market indexes. S&P, NASDAQ, Russell, and Dow. Dow, the weakest of the bunch, but still 2 months straight of huge gains across the board. And we're looking at technology driving this, with memory and chips and AI being the driving force. Now, what will this upcoming month of June bring us? Well, let's start things off with the easy stuff, the earnings calendar. It is a relatively light week this week, but I will start you off on Monday with Hewlett Packard. Again, they had a pretty big pop on Dell's earnings last week. Maybe that will continue, and maybe they'll start to do more in the server space or get into more chip manufacturing. Who knows what they're going to do, but they had come out with their earnings on Monday. That's just one of 294 companies reporting earnings this week. On Tuesday, we get some more. You got Palo Alto Networks, Dollar General. You've got Ulta. Wednesday brings you Broadcom, which is a huge one, CrowdStrike, and Medtronic. Wednesday really is the big day because of Broadcom's earnings there. And then Thursday, we have Ciena, and Friday, a big goose egg. Nothing to report. Now, as most of you know, the first week of a month is generally the employment numbers coming out. A slew of it happening this week. And normally there's like 5 pieces. We actually have 6 pieces of jobs data coming out this week, which of course could have significant impacts on our market. Right now, we're starting to see a subtle shift in the sentiment of the Federal Reserve members. For the past 6-8 months, it's been maybe lowering rates, most likely neutral, but we could possibly be lowering rates. And markets have been expecting that. And as this inflation discussion has gone on, which I've been saying since day one of the Iran conflict, that these oil prices are going to have a significant impact on the economy and on inflation, we're starting to see that sentiment change, with several members saying we're going to see some raises this year. So we'll see how that all pans out. But let's look at some other economic data, including the jobs numbers. We'll start things off early in the week. It's definitely way early in the week. First part of the week we get on Tuesday with the JOLTS job openings. That's going to happen Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Not that big of a report. This one, though, is on Wednesday. ADP Nonfarm employment change coming out. That is a biggie, followed up by the unemployment claims. And actually on the same day as the unemployment claims, they've moved the challenger job cuts to Thursday as well. But the big daddy is this one, the unemployment rate. That's Friday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, and non-farm employment change. Right now, the expectations are that the unemployment rate is going to stay at 4.3%, which, let's be honest, is still very low given historical precedent. Now, any big deviation from 4.3 could create some significant moves in the market. My guess is, though, we'll probably stay in line with expectations at 4.3%. However, remember last week we saw inflationary data that was much lower than I thought it was going to be. We had the Core PCE price index was supposed to be 0.3%, came out at 0.2%. Where are they getting this data from? I'm watching oil prices stay consistently high. Things should be rising, and maybe there's a lag effect here that I'm just not seeing. So that is the big stuff for the week, is the jobs data, particularly on Friday with the unemployment rate. Now we'll wrap things up with manufacturing. Normally we get services and manufacturing together, so it's nice to get that view of those two industries for different countries. This week it's just manufacturing, and there's quite a few numbers here to talk about. We start things off over in Europe with Spain at 3:15 a.m. Eastern time. Of course, these are all going to be on Monday to kick off our week. Right after Spain, we have Switzerland at 3:30, Italy at 3:45, France at 3:50, Germany at 3:55, and then the EU at 4 a.m. I mean, that's a pretty power-packed 45 minutes of countries reporting their manufacturing numbers going forward. So keep an eye on this one, particularly if you are a Euro Forex trader. I do expect to see big swings there in the Euro. And then if you're trading the British Pound, you have 4:30 in the morning Eastern time where England comes out with their numbers, and that again could create waves. Now for the US, 9:45 a.m. Eastern time is when the U.S. comes out with our manufacturing numbers, which of course could be a pretty important one. Now, do I think that this is going to be the piece that causes the markets to go haywire? Absolutely not. But at this point, we're trying to get a sense as to what is the data telling us about different markets, particularly the United States, since that's where most of us are trading. But for those of you who are trading over in Europe or different currencies around the world, all of this will give you a better sense as to what the economy looks like right now from one specific market segment, in this case, manufacturing. And as we start to put this puzzle together, we can paint a clearer picture of where the economy may be headed. Therefore, we can anticipate what the Fed may do with rates, and therefore anticipate where this market may be headed. Although, even in light of some of the negative information we've been seeing on the U.S. data, U.S. economy continues to pull really strong to the upside, and those broad market indexes looking awfully darn good. And that, my friends, is all that I have for you today. So on behalf of all of us here at Trading Academy, we'll see you next week on Monday Morning Must Knows.